Hi, my little panda cubs. So I realized something recently. I've basically become my ex-fiance. I used to have a fiance, Katie, who I lived with for quite a while. Then we were together for a long time. Then we broke up for a while, and then we got back together. Really on the ass end of my masculinity. When we were first together, I was quite toxic, you know. I've been through that before, so I won't go through it again. But just know I was not a good person. I was a toxic male with toxic masculinity. But somehow we were together for quite a long time. She saw something in me, what is a mystery. We lived together and we became quite codependent, or rather she did. She got codependent on me. She suffered social anxiety and spent a couple of years suffering from agoraphobia. She didn't like going outside. So basically I was her entire world for a couple of years. When we got back together, this was when I was full of guilt and self-hate and regret for my past. And it was also the beginning of my egg cracking, so to speak. I gave up masculinity, and at first she supported it. In fact, she enabled it and encouraged it. But I think she was after a femboy. I think she thought I was going to be a femboy. But when I told her I want to actually transition, that's when the problems started. She actually kicked me out of the house and we broke up again. I'm not sure what she's doing now. She moved to Bulgaria last year or the year before, I can't remember. She moved to Bulgaria. I haven't heard from her since. I hope she's okay. I've not heard anything. I sent her best friend a text a while back just to ask how she's doing, and I never got a reply from her, so I don't know. But anyway, that's the backstory. When I transitioned, the problem is there's no instruction manual on how to be a girl, right? I had no idea how to be a girl. I've gone all my life being a toxic male. And then I gave up masculinity, transitioned. I'm a much better and nicer person now, but I still no idea how to girl, so to speak. And I isolated myself for a long time too, like she did. So what point of reference do I have really, other than my ex, Katie? She's literally my only point of reference of how to be a girl. I adopted her social cues and adopted her mannerisms, adopted her speech even. And I've even adopted large swaths of her personality because I killed my old personality off. I went through ego death and killed myself off. Well, there's nothing but an empty void left, right? In here, I've basically become my ex. I was not the first person to notice this. One of my friends noticed. Because, you sound just like Katie. You act just like Katie. And I didn't see it at first, but I start to see it now. I read some of my posts on Twitter and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, I'm my ex. I see some of the memes I share on Facebook. I think I've adopted some bad habits as well as good, because I also learned from Katie how to be a girlfriend. Now you have to understand, all my life I've only ever been with girls. I've never been with a boy before. I've always been the boyfriend, and now I'm the girlfriend of a boyfriend. So again, I adopted her behaviours, just how to be a girlfriend in a relationship. from here, I've become quite jealous and possessive. And just as she was, I've become quite clingy, and just as she was. I can't help it. So yes, undoing my male socialization and re-socializing as female, I've literally become my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, which is weird. I don't know what to do with that information. It's made me quite self-conscious now. I don't know. I think I'm my own person. I feel like my own person. I may have adopted certain traits and language and whatnot, but I'm me. Like, my brain is my own. I think I just didn't know how else to learn how to be female except take cues from the only point of reference that I've had, really. I don't know, it makes me feel kind of like a skinwalker, you know, it feels wrong and a bit weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, not really a help or advice video, this one. It's just me emptying my brain of my schizo thoughts. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. I always appreciate you stopping by to see your big sis panda. Zippity.